How to quit vaping from the very root up, and that once and for all. Well, this video is created for people who want to address the very root cause of vaping so they can be liberated from the root together with its symptoms like vaping, and that once and for all. Now, when we try to quit vaping with all kinds of tricks without addressing the very root cause, it is most likely we will start a new but a similar kind of distraction, like smoking again, like sucking the arm of our glasses, like nail biting, like pen munching, like lip biting, like pencil biting, to name a few. Welcome to this video. I am Tom Nuyens from the AliveAcademy.com, and after having survived a life-threatening disease when I was 8 years old and after having studied psychological and physical health, it became my passion to help others how to hack our optimal health, both physically and emotionally, which will be reflected financially as well. Well, this video is to help you to get insight and clarity towards complete liberation from any kind of distraction or addiction like vaping. I want you to become an expert in the domain of your own complete liberation as the fundamental base of the vibrant and the passionate life that you are born for. You don't have to feel ashamed for the fact that you are addicted to vaping, because most of us get addicted to someone or something first before we might address the very root cause and find complete liberation. Now, do you want to know the root cause of vaping, what that really is? Well, vaping is an outward signal of an inner turmoil or conflict. And most vaping has less to do with nicotine addiction and more to do with the need for reassurance. Like babies receive comfort by sucking things like a breast, like a thumb, like a blanket. Now, when we vape, we do that for the same reason as the child who sucks his blanket or thumb. My intention is that when you know the psychological root cause of vaping, that it will serve you towards your complete liberation, instead of suppressing the symptoms with, for example, medication or other new distractions. And therefore, I have created a fundamental animation for you. I don't want to give you a superficial solution, so I want to take you back to the origin, back to the start. Let's represent this heart as a symbol of our free, pure, unharmed and untouched and independently fulfilled feelings at the moment when we are born. And this blue diamond as our unique core from which we are designed to flow over into natural abundance from what we authentically have to give. From that moment until now, we all experience all kinds of negative and painful emotions. This is the moment the root of all fear is born, the fear to feel our unsolved pain ever again. Of course, no one of us really want to feel this pain again. That's why we all found a different way of dealing with this. Do you know how? By building a wall of control around it. How do we build this wall of control? We all know this, I guess. From that moment, we stop living from our feelings and start living from our mind or our thinking. Let me symbolize the brain for this. From that moment, we use our mind and our thinking non-stop to search for distractions outside of ourselves that have to prevent us from feeling pain again. These distractions or our constant thinking, yes, of course, I should be doing this, or better, no, if I don't do this, otherwise they think with this annoying little restless voice inside of our head, I'm sure we all know of, services as a band-aid on top of our wall of control to prevent ourselves from feeling. The problem is that we do not just cover up our pain, but also our pure, unharmed and untouched, independently fulfilled feelings. Because we are closed up from our feelings with our thinking now, we don't feel our inner diamond or our core or value anymore and feel empty and unworthy instead. Because we feel empty and unworthy now, we start to look for a feeling of fulfillment in all kinds of distractions. For example, by vaping, We hope that by vaping we will feel reassured and comfortable as a baby again. Strangely, we are searching for a feeling of fulfillment or comfort in these vaping shots by running away from our feelings. The contradiction shows itself here very clearly. Yet, we do not question ourselves about these choices and the routine that it has become for so many of us. The problem arises when a distraction falls away or when we become used to our distraction. Unsolved pain will come through our wall of protection again, and we will non-stop need to replace one distraction after the other. And this is where our numbing imprisonment is born based upon fear. Running away from our unsolved emotions into short shots of distractions that never can work, and with the constant fear of losing a distraction as a bandage, is the birth of all addictions or addicting distractions. This routine is extremely exhausting. We all are aware of this. Until we reach the point where the alarm signals or diseases become so great that we can go no further. Our body gets cramped, which might result in back pain, neck pain, headaches, muscles and joint pain, and it is likely if we keep ignoring these symptoms that we might get a burnout, a depression, chronic fatigue syndrome, or even don't see the point of living anymore and consider suicide. If we keep running away from ourselves and our unsolved emotional pain in dis-ease, it will also affect our physiology. Chronic stress will inject us with constant fight and flight biochemicals like cortisol and adrenaline that will knock our body out of balance, and according to the science of epigenetics, will switch on our inherited disease-causing genes. Our immune system goes down and our body might come up with actual diseases as an alarm signal that we are heading towards the wrong direction, away from our own core and inner diamond. Even in the stage of actual diseases, we can keep running away even more from the root cause and suppress our disease symptoms even more with medication to be able to keep heading in the wrong direction. It's obvious that this stubborn ignorance is not only self-destructive, will not ever solve the root of the problem at all, but will also make you chained and addicted to medication too. This little animation shows with pure logic that true liberation lies in the liberation of our true feelings and self-worth for once and for all, so that we can create and enjoy all the abundance that life has to offer in freedom. And the irony and good news is that solving the root of all pain isn't that difficult either. There is actually a way to solve the root of all pain without having to relive nor suppress that pain ever again. Solving all pain will also make all fear to feel pain vanish as well, which is basically all fear. When there is no fear or pain anymore, then we are set free from our addictions, from our money, from sedatives and stimulants, from prescription drugs, and we will sleep like a baby again, and we will feel refreshed and recharged, full of excitement each morning again. This possible reality is actually our natural intended reality, where we can choose to create and live the liberated, abundant life that we are born for, where we are feeling independently fulfilled without fear, unsolved pain and consequential addictions or disease symptoms anymore. This is the only way that we can actually enjoy life to the fullest without any fear of losing it again. We now know that all of our fears and diseases are helping warning signals and serve us with a very valuable message. Our fears and our disease symptoms are here to tell us that the direction that we are going is a wrong, unhealthy direction. It warns us that if we continue to ignore these wrong and unhealthy directions of disease, that our body might come up with bigger actual diseases. So our fear and our symptoms are here to tell us that true liberation or true cure is to be found in the exact opposite direction, in solving our unsolved pain, so no more fears or any other symptoms can arise. Do you believe that by numbing these signals, for example underneath a blanket of medication, will ever solve the real root of the problem? Or does it only give us a short shot of satisfaction like we've seen in the animation in the addictions? Now, the more I was trying to create a successful mask, or the more I was trying to run away from my own insecurities or from my own fears or from my pains into distractions, the more my restlessness or exhausting fears in other forms kept arising, and they didn't go away. Now, I only started to feel truly liberated, relaxed, filled with joy, filled with self-esteem, and enjoying every little thing around me when I decided to go to the root of my fears, of my pains and relating symptoms, and solve them once and for all. Now, because when we are no longer imprisoned in this exhausting system driven by fear and pain and relating symptoms, we will feel independently fulfilled with joy. And when we feel only joy without fear and pain, there won't be any obstructions left to create whatever belongs to us naturally. And when we create out of joy, without any obstructions, success and abundance are just logical, natural consequences. So basically, liberating ourselves from this limiting, imprisonment by fear, restlessness, and pain is the key to go from limitations and scarcity towards the natural abundance that you are actually born for. Or do you think liberation comes from running even harder against our will in the wrong direction out of fear? Everyone can make this happen for themselves regardless our current situation. So you don't need to cultivate it, you don't have to be rich or try really hard. We don't need to change our relationship or the place where we are living. We don't need to change the way we look. Of course, we are free to do any of this, but it is not required at all. Just understanding how we can go past the root of all fear and our pain, our restlessness, and our distracting addictions is enough. I created this video to give you perspective and crystal clear insight in direction towards real liberation from the root up of the problem with every other current and future symptom too. And my intention is that it will serve you this way. Do you want to know how to immediately get past the symptom of fear whenever it occurs? And do you want to know the truth about fear and pain that will set your mind free? Well, then I have good news for you. Click here so I can send you the videos, the free videos. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe and tap the bell so you get notified when I upload new videos. And if you want to help me liberate even more people from fears, from restlessness, from pain and distracting addictions and medication by making the real cause and the unhealthy wrong direction visible, please share this video with your friends. Now click on the link here and I will see you in the next video.